Shalom. Before I get started, I want to start by saying Call Halayim, La Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Makar Kwadash. Double honors to my apostles and elders, a great millstone that taught me this truth and that rule well. A peace and salutation to the elect out there laboring on and believing in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Makar Kwadash. To USA, Shalom. This the brother Amawam from the GMS Charlotte camp, coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Makar Kwadash. And in this lesson, I want to entitle, Don't Fold, Keep Your Integrity. Alright? And this comes off of the news of, this guy, Andrew Wiggins, the player for the Golden State Warriors. He's been in the news as of late, past week or so, on his stance on, him not wanting to take the jab. And as of late, it has come out that he folded from the pressure and ended up getting juice, man. All right. And, this is a shameful thing to pretty much, come forward and do, because you pretty much knowing, the dangers that come with you pretty much doing this. All right. Ultimately, you reneged on your stance, man. All right. I did a lesson, months back going into Captain Tazaryak from ISUPK, pretty much, becoming a hypocrite for his stance on, not taking the thing. All right. Now you have Andrew Wiggins, another Jake that has pretty much fallen back on his word. Okay. He didn't pretty much keep his integrity. Okay. And this is not a thing that you want to do in this truth, man. All right. Because this truth, this walk, is one of the most important tests of integrity that you will go through in this life, man. Okay. Because when it comes to serving Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah, the Lord is going to constantly prove you and try you to see, do you truly believe? Okay. And I actually want to, go into that. I'm not going to make the lesson too long. All right, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 1. It says, My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. All right? Prepare your soul for temptation when it comes to serving Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah. And why is that? Because pretty much coming into this word, you are taking a stance for righteousness in a wicked world. So everywhere you turn, it's going to be a temptation to pretty much forego that vow you made to pretty much do wickedly, man. All right. All the lust of the eye and all the lust of the flesh are going to try to pull you away from the righteousness of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah. So it's a constant fight. All right. It says, set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble. Right. Because at the end of the day, you are going to be made a target for standing up against the evildoers, man. All right. Matter of fact, let me get that. Because at the end of the day, man, this world does not want you to do to do righteous, man. All right. This is the book Isaiah 59:19. So shall they name the Slaki. So shall they fear. Slaki. No, that's not the right one. Isaiah 59:15. Yea, truth faileth, and he that departed from evil maketh himself a prey. And the Lord saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment. Right. So when you step into the ways of righteousness and turn away from evil, you make yourself a prey unto the world. Because like I said, man, the whole world is shrouded in wickedness, man. All right. And so you're going to be looked at as, pretty much a target, because you are different now, man. All right. Kind of like the you got in the Matrix, Neo and Morpheus and all of them, they were looked at pretty much as targets for, coming out the Matrix and defying the Matrix, man. This is the same thing that's happening to us, in this walk, man. All right. We are made targets now. We are made praise for these wicked ass people, these demons, to come against, man. All right. So this is something you have to prepare yourself for, man. constantly being tested for your righteousness, for your integrity, man. All right. To jumping back, Sirach 2:2, set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble. Yeah, you're not supposed to, make haste in your time of trouble, which means, try to hurry out of your trial of fire, man. All right, because at the end of the day, the Lord puts you in that situation to try you, man. So the Lord is going to take you out when He feels like it's time for you to come out, but you can't take it upon yourself to try to, end your suffering, on your terms, man. Okay, you gotta let the Lord pretty much do what He do and let it run its course, man. Okay, cleave unto Him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Right. All right, that trial is supposed to push you more and more into your how by Shem Yahushua. Why? Because this is what entails what comes with our walk, man. All right, the pressure, the sorrows and everything, that pretty much comes at you, have you feeling all type of ways, man. It's supposed to, move you closer to your how by Shem Yahushua. It's supposed to make you pray more, make you fast more, make you think about the Lord's words more, man. Which is all going to bring you closer into Him, so that you may be increased, at the last days, man. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. Right, because in the midst of that fire, you are being purified, man. All right, and that's, something that you got to constantly, think about, man. All right, the Lord is putting you through these things for a reason. All right, so don't take it as, the end of the world, or, you pretty much getting to the point where you're ready to forsake Yahweh by Shem Yahushua because you're catching hell, man. And this is, something that, guys like, Andrew Wiggins and such couldn't handle, man. Andrew Wiggins being, the topic of discussion right now, but this goes to, a lot of people that's put in situations of adversity, man. They couldn't take the heat, so they ran out the kitchen, man. You got to be patient when you're changed to a lower state, because it's a lesson that's being taught to you in the midst of that, man. All right, and in Andrew Wiggins' case, man, all right, his pretty much the cares of the world outweighed, the things that he so-called believed in, whether he believed in the truth or not, man. Okay, because at the end of the day, all right, the pressure of him, losing millions of dollars, all right, him being scrutinized in the media, all right, people, murmuring about him everywhere he went, all right, that ultimately got into him, man, and that's what ultimately made him fold. So, looking at it in our case of doing the work, we can't allow, thoughts like that to pretty much deter us from what our true mission is, because we understand that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is putting us through this for a reason. That's why Micah 7:9 tells you that we are bearing the indignation of the Lord because we sinned against Him, man. So everything that He puts upon us is righteous, so you got to take it, man. All right. Verse 5, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. And this is what, we're being done to us, man. All right. We're being tried like gold in the fire, so that all the impurities that are on us, all the dross that's on us, can be burnt off, so we can be made perfect, man. Believe in Him, and He will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in Him. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for His mercy, and go not aside, lest you fall. Ye that fear the Lord, believe in Him, and your reward shall not fail. Right, so you got to trust in Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, man. Trust in the process that He is bringing you through, because ultimately He's putting you through that, to try your faith. And when you come out victorious out of that trial, your faith is going to be increased. All right, your belief in Yahweh by Shem Yahushua is going to be increased, and you're going to be, made better than you were when you were put, brought into that fire, man. All right, because Yahweh by Shem Yahushua is not a power that's going to forsake your righteous labors of love. So everything that you're doing, the sacrifice that you're making, all right, the Lord is going to reward you, for that in the end. All right. It says, ye that fear the Lord, hope for good and for the everlasting joy and mercy. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded, or did any abide in His fear and was forsaken? Or whom did He ever despise that called upon Him? And the answer is nobody. Everybody that trusted in Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, all right, you were made, they were made, pretty much to see that the Lord came through for him, man. The Lord, he never left them forsaken. So that's the same mind state that we gotta have. You gotta believe that Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is, man. He is. So he's gonna take care of us. All right. He's gonna be the one to deliver you out of whatever you're going through, man. All right. And in this case, he's gonna bring you through, that this whole trial of the jab, man. All right. So you can't be worried about losing a job or losing money or losing friends and family members or whatnot, man. Because all that is vanity at the end of the day. Because at some point or another, these things are going to be destroyed or taken away from you anyways, man. If they're not serving Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. All right. So you shouldn't allow the thoughts of, well, what if I lose this, pretty much deter you from doing what you got to do in the spirit, man. All right. Because the guys of old, they didn't let things and thoughts like that, pretty much make them give away their integrity, man. And a good example of that, let me get it, is our ancient forefather Eleazar, man. All right. So let me see if I can find the account. All right. This is the book of Eleazar, the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 6, verse 15. It says, Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, an aged man, and of a well-favored countenance, was constrained to open his mouth and to eat swine's flesh. And it's the same type of thing that our people are being put with now. And instead of the swine, it's the jab. And ultimately, it's going to go from the jab to the MOTB, man. So it says, but he, choosing rather to die gloriously than to live stained with such an abomination, spit it forth, and came of his own accord to the torment, as it had behooved them to come that are resolute to stand out against such things as are not lawful for love and to be tasted. Right. So pretty much, Eleazar, he chose, to die rather than to, fold and to, eat that swine's flesh, because him being one of the elder men of Israel at that point in time, all right, he had, his reputation pretty much to look after. And if he would have folded and ultimately, ate that swine, all right, his name would have been stained. And for people that looked at that man and his integrity, all right, that would have pretty much damaged that in their eyes. And ultimately, that might have, dissuaded them to pretty much, follow suit and go off as well, man. All right. So he chose, to suffer and ultimately die rather than to bow down and pretty much do what the Edomites wanted him to do. And this is the same stance we got to take now, man. All right. It says, I'm going to just read through it. But they that had the charge of that wicked feast, for the old acquaintance that they had with the man, taking him aside, besought him to bring flesh of his own provision, such as was lawful for him to use, and make as if he did eat the flesh taken from the sacrifice commanded by the king. Right. So, he chose rather to, they wanted him to pretty much, eat, any meat that he chose and just say that he ate the swine, man. That in doing so, he might be delivered from death, for the old friendship with them did find favor, but he began to consider discreetly, and became as became his age and the excellency of his ancient years, and the honor of his gray hair or head, whereon was come, and his most honest education from a child, or rather the holy law made and given by Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Therefore he answered accordingly, and willed them straightways to send him to the grave. So he thought about, the law, statute, and commandments that were taught unto him as a child, and he knew that it was better to face death than to forsake the law, statute, and commandments of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. For it had become not our age, said he, in any wise to disassemble, whereby many young persons might think that Eleazar, being 80 years old and 10, were now gone to a strange religion, so that they might so they through mind hypocrisy and desire to live a little time and a moment longer should be deceived by me, and I get a stain to my old age and make it abominable, right? So he knew he had, younger men looking up to him, and he didn't want to let them down or pretty much persuade them to go off by seeing him forsake his beliefs in order, to prolong his life, man. All right? And that's a very noble thing to do, man. This is the same stance that we have to take, because the scriptures tell you that we are to be examples upon the flock, man. All right? It actually tells you to, matter of fact, let me see if I can get that real quick. Bear with me. Acts 20 and 28. Take heed therefore unto yourselves and to all the flock over the which the Holy Spirit hath made you overseers, to feed the church of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, which he hath purchased with his own blood. All right. It says, for I know this, that after my departing shall grievous wolves enter in among you, not sparing the flock. Also of your own selves shall men arise, speaking perverse things, to draw away disciples after them. With the point being, you got to oversee, the state of the flock, man. All right, because we're examples or overseers, to make sure the sheep is getting fed the correct way, which means we got to give them, the things that they need to help them continue to stay in on the path of righteousness, man. To stay on the path of the straight gate. All right, because you're gonna have people of our own nation and pretty much try to persuade them to bend the knee to Esau's image. All right, and so that they can pretty much prolong their lives, man. Whether it be to keep their job, to pretty much still, keep in contact with their family or friends or whatever the case may be. But a righteous man is going to tell you to forsake all that if it means, forsaking Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right? So fuck all that, man. At the end of the day. All right? And here's another precept just to add on to that fact, man. Because we all have to take the same stance that Eleazar took. And there's many other examples, man. All right? The three holy children, Daniel, King David, and so on, man. So you have to, always make sure that you are setting forth the right example for those that are following after you, man. Because there's always, people watching you. I always, reiterate this point, at camp that each brother has specific people that, that pretty much, to get fed off your lessons, man. All right. So you have to make sure you're doing the right thing to make sure they're getting fed the proper way, man. All right. This is the book of Proverbs 22 and 1. It says, a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor rather than gold and silver. Right. So it says a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, man. At the end of the day, Andrew Wiggins, you had children and other people that look up to you, and when they saw you take that stance of at first you refusing not to take the juice, man. All right, you were getting commended for that, and then look what you did, man. You went and pretty much folded, man. All right, you threw away your integrity because you couldn't handle the scrutiny that was coming along with you. And I don't know if the money thing was an issue too as well, but at the end of the day, you let yourself be persuaded by the pretty much the world, man. All those reporters that was getting at you, your family and friends probably getting at you behind the scenes, your teammates, all right, all these different things. Pretty much it calls you to cave in and bow down, man. But at the end of the day, you got to stay firm on what your beliefs are, man. All right, which should be in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay, let me get this. This is the book of Job 31 and 6. It says, let me be weighed in an even balance, that Yahweh Shem Yahushua may know mine integrity. So, That's a prayer you should be praying, that Yahweh Shem Yahushua, no matter what, situation that he push you in, the Lord may know your integrity, man, to know where you stand at when it comes to, how far you're going to stand on righteousness in the face of wickedness, man. Okay? Psalms chapter 25 and 21. Let integrity and uprightness preserve me, for I wait on thee. All right? Because at the end of the day, this is what we're trying to do, is to be delivered, all right? To be preserved through all these trying times, so that we can be found worthy to, find salvation, man. All right? So that we can be preserved for salvation, so those chariots can come and deliver us, man. So it shouldn't be an issue of, trying to save your life, I'm actually in with that. Because you people out here, it's showing you, man, you have no belief in Yahweh Shem Yahushua because you're weak, man. Your faith is placed in anything else besides the Lord, man. All right? And these are the same scriptures that's going to keep coming out, because you got to keep reiterating the point, man. All right? Let me see. This is the book of Salakia. That's not it. Give me 1 second. Matthew 10 and 39. He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loses his life for my sake, he that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loses his life for my sake shall find it. So the point being that if you're trying to, actually, let me get this, Matthew 16, it's better. Matthew 16:25. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. Right. So you got to be ready to pretty much give up your life for Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And in doing so, you will gain your life in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man, because the Lord is going to preserve you. He's gonna protect you, so that you can gain the world through Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and not through, trying to preserve yourself, so that you can continue living your lifestyle, man. All right? Which is what these guys are doing. So, I pray this lesson was edifying. I'm closed out, so I got to go back to work. So with that, I want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kwadash. Double honors to my apostles and elders, the great millstone that taught me this truth and that rule well. And peace and citation to the elect. Shalom.